All right, so we're just gonna approach the pond. There's that concrete walkway. The liner is just kind of stretched out a little bit right now. So this area is where we will build the other waterfall, which is more likely to be more of like maybe like a stream coming down here and like a pool area. And so it will have some falls coming off, but it's not my intention to make it like a rip roaring waterfall. The bottom drains are down there. Right now they have some water in them and they're covered by some moving blankets just to protect from freezing. We have a set of stairs that's going to go in there. I know it's a little wrinkly, so it might be hard to tell. Okay, so our skimmer is actually right here, or the one that we have so far, the Helix one. But I do have a concern around potentially not having enough, so I was wondering if like putting the jets in over here could, push enough away to redirect everything, towards this, or if we really are going to need, something additional over here somewhere. So there is the other waterfalls. So it'll probably start from that bump and then go around. So it's gotten pretty big. Originally it was really just mostly going to be from here to here. And then we took out some bushes that were here and it went on. So we do have this step, or I should say coping, which will be 6 inches underwater, 6 inches out of the water. And we're going to put big rocks there so that if the level rises and falls, you won't see the actual liner. It's probably kind of hard to see the slope of this, but it's about 18 inches higher there than it is there. So hopefully we'll have a decent slope going down in there. And then I've got a big hump in the middle of these two, which is gives us an 18-inch slope going down to that one. And then same thing over here, although this one is probably more of a 10-inch slope. So the question is, I guess, do we need another skimmer? So we were thinking putting the jets here to push towards that skimmer right over there. And then jets over here to push, towards that skimmer. So maybe like 1, 2, 3 going that way. And maybe, 1, 2 going, that way. And then 1, 2, maybe going that way. I don't know. Maybe one more over here going that way. I don't know. And then after you and I had talked, I thought about putting maybe an additional set that actually is a pipe that goes down and is in, every so often feet that I can turn on and blast, around the edges to push everything down to the bottom drain. So maybe that's not something that's necessarily constantly going, but maybe something that we can put in as like a cleaning mechanism of sorts. I don't know, so in that case, yeah, there'd probably be a couple over here at least, or maybe those two down there are always going, so everything's always coming out of that little nook. So I definitely see what you're saying about that being an area for things to get trapped in, especially now that I'm out here looking at it after we just talked about it. So yes, I think your thought is put one over here, which makes sense. And then we have one there now. So our piping for the skimmer presently goes, it goes, down this way, of course, all the way to the equipment and then all the way back around, and it's going to come up through this waterfall. So the skimmers and the jets would be focused on the one pump which is a 1/2 horsepower that's going to operate this side, and it would not be going through the filter. And then the bottom drains were planned to, you know, they come up and over to the equipment and then out that way and then down around these waterfalls and maybe the jets, you know, the jets that are over here. So I'm not exactly certain if we put a skimmer there. I don't know if we could run a pipe up here and then, you know, tee it into the other skimmer line so it's sucking from both. You'll have to let me know if that would work and if a 1/2 horsepower would be enough for that, to pull those two. Sorry for the long video, because we do still have, you know, this open right now, so now is definitely the time for us to add in this stuff. Yeah, my guy is coming on Monday, February 3rd to install, so we're getting closer.